All roads lead through Tampa. Welcome to the 2025 NCAA D2 Softball South Regional. The first matchup here at the Namoli Family Stadium sees the 1-seed Tampa Spartans take on the 8-seed Spring Hill College Badgers. Tampa enters 40-8 for the regular season. They are the Sunshine State Conference champions. And that'll be strike one from their starter, Kate DeSimone. Spring Hill, meanwhile, enters with a 31-21 record, hot off a SIAC Conference Championship, going the distance in the tournament through the losers bracket on a Cinderella run to the postseason. It'll be these two conference champs starting us off, and DeSimone getting ahead with 2 strikes. Leading off for Spring Hill is their superstar, Rika Hinton. 16 home runs on the season, over 700 slugging percentage, and that'll be ball one missing up high. And when her at-bat concludes, we'll give you the rest of the Spring Hill lineup as postseason play gets underway. Line to center field. That's going to get down for extra bases. Keister gets there to the outfield to prevent a leadoff triple, but a standing double, and Hinton puts Spring Hill on the board.
Taylor, I think you forgot to mention for Hinton, her OPS is 1.252. I mean, that's why she's in the leadoff spot. She's always on base.
Certainly. Also combines elite power with the ability to make her way around the base path. 34 stolen bases on 34 tries this season. A true 5-tool player. That's going to bring up Jesselyn Gordon. Let's give you the rest of the Badgers lineup as this at-bat continues. They'll bunt the runner over to third. Russo gets out number 1. Hinton led off. Gordon bats second. It's going to bring up Destiny Pierce batting in third. Taylor Pittman bats cleanup. Natalie Curry batting 5th. Jenna Pacheco batting 6th. Amanda Glowacki batting 7th. Mackenzie King batting 8th. And Abigail Christ rounds out the order. It'll be Leanna Turk in the circle for the Badgers come the bottom of the first inning. DeSimone continuing. That'll be strike one hitting the zone. DeSimone, a part of this 3-headed monster of a Spartans rotation, 162 regular season ERA, enters with an 11-2 record over 86 innings, also has struck out 70 batters in that span. 2 quick strikes against Pierce, runner on third with 1 away.
You know, Spring Hill threatening, as early as possible in the game as you could even think of.
1-1 is the previous pitch, actually just missed inside. And there's the strike call. 1-2. Emily Torrance is the umpire behind home plate. Russell McLachlan's at first base. Eric Torrance at third base. A trio of umpires for postseason play. 2-2 now. DeSimone missing up high. Pierce hitting .284, .325, .432. Second best slugging percentage for the Spring Hill starting lineup. Swing and a miss, and DeSimone gets her first strikeout.
That's a huge strikeout right there. Takes the sac fly out of equation.
That'll bring the Spartans infield a little further back. They were playing pretty close up just in case it was going to be hit right to them to try to get the out at home. But now all they have to worry about is getting the final out in first, in the air, or any other fancy way. Ball 1, fastball drifting high and inside. Command has been a pretty strong part of the Spartans' rotation this season. As a team, they've only surrendered 38 walks in total compared to 227 strikeouts in the circle as a team. Conversely, they've drawn 147 walks at the plate. 2-0, that one missing just a little bit low. That brings up Taylor Pittman, who gets on base at a .397 clip. 18 walks for the season, only trails Hinton for the team lead. Ball 3, close call there, but it misses just inside. Maybe a little bit high, too.
Yeah, they look pretty good, but, in the first inning or two, you're really searching to figure out where that zone is, where you can get away with it.
There is 2 free bases for DeSimone to use, and it'll be a 2-out walk. And that's going to bring up Natalie Curry, the DH. She hasn't had the world's greatest season compared to the rest of the team in terms of RBIs. although she is only featured in 38 of the 52 games the team has played. 8 RBIs on the season, and she'll take ball 1 high and away. Both teams not rolling with their number 1 starters per se. Even though Turk has had the most innings for Spring Hill, Curry has an ERA that's about 50 points higher. Tampa, their rotation's pretty much 1A, 1B, 1C at this stage, given how they're all pretty strong. But DeSimone, in terms of the stats, is certainly 1C for the Spartans, with Glenn McGinnis, the conference pitcher of the year, at 104 ERA, and Mariah Gelhaus, the second-best regular season ERA in Spartan history at 0.68. Big pickup by Russo. Throw on target. That diving stop retires the side and saves a run from scoring. Big escape for DeSimone, stranding 2. Spring Hill get on the board with a walk and hit, but that is all they can muster. We're headed to the bottom of the first on the NCAA Network. And we're ready to go with a brand new inning of action from the Moley Family Stadium. Let's give you the Spartans starting lineup as we get underway. Lily Keister leads off, followed by Lauren Fantone. Alexa Russo bats third with Mariah Gilhouse batting in the cleanup spot. Abby Solt is down in fifth, Kenna Kreidler in sixth, Kate DeSimone seventh, Kelsey Winters eighth, and Kenzie Reynolds rounds out the lineup. DeSimone is the starter, but is a two-way player for Tampa. Typically the DH when she isn't in the circle. The designated fielder for Tampa is Hannah Yetter. In the circle for Spring Hill, it's their number 6. Liana Turk leads the Badgers with 124 innings pitched this season and 20 starts. Carries an 11-8 record, 75 strikeouts over 124 innings. Also carries a 3.15 ERA. The two leaders for the Badgers rotation are pretty good, 2.61 and 3.15 ERA respectively.
Well, right off the bat, you see Spring Hill showing no respect to Lily Keister.
That's going to be hit right to short, one away. Playing very shallow in the infield indeed in that previous at-bat. They know that Keister and Fantone are speed threats and that they're more likely to have ground balls in the infield than line drives into the gap, and that's exactly what happened there. Once Tampa's lineup rolls around to Galehouse, Russo and Solt will have to back up, but they'll stay pretty far in for this at-bat from Lauren Fantone. Ball one. The umpires sat up, and what you usually do after sort of kind of slowly getting back up is they usually showcase the strike sign, but
looked like a nice back foot breaking ball there.
That one's fouled away, and this will be 1-1. Turks had solid command this season, only surrendering 28 walks over 124 innings. Apart from Lauren Glass, I believe that is the best walk-through 9 or walk-through 7 rate for Spring Hill. Nice diving stop at second, and that is going to be out number 2. Good diving play that time by Mackenzie King.
Yeah, that was a great stop right there. Way to stay with it. That ball right there could have easily bounced out of the glove. I don't think they're going to play up on Russo.
Certainly not. And it was that diving stop by King that prevented them from conceding a hit when their infield was playing pretty deep last time. Russo ready to go. She'll get ahead 1-0. A career season for Russo, batting .326, .342, .493. She is a power threat, and while it's hard to hit home runs here, Russo has made up for it with a ton of doubles, 13 for the season, leading the way for the Spartans. That's going to go up high, make it 3-0. Russo in the driver's seat here, and you don't want to walk Russo because on deck you've got Mariah Gilhouse, otherwise known as Tampa's Otani.
It's kind of a two-headed monster. Do you go after Russo or do you go after Galehouse?
You have to go after one of them. And we'll find a strike here, 3-1, just clipping the corner. Gilhouse is also having arguably a career season at the plate. .321, .411, .49 slugging. That's good for a 900 slash line. Just 13 points behind team leader Abby Solt, who also is part of this 3-4-5 group. Russo into left field. That gets down and isn't picked up cleanly by Glowacki. But the good news for Glowacki is that she is able to prevent a double. 2 away for Galehouse. Tampa has a base runner.
Russo absolutely tattooed that ball right there. Hitting middle on that ball. That ball's another 2 or 3 feet from the left fielder's glove side. That's a double.
If that slipped through, that would have rolled all the way to the wall. So good range by Glowacki to get there in time. First pitch to Galehouse inside for ball 1. Galehouse combining an incredible season at the plate with an incredible season in the circle, an 0.68 ERA, and a 14-2 record. She'll be active later this week, either later today, well actually no, later on Friday, and potentially on Saturday, as that'll be ball 2. The goal for the tournament for these teams is win 3 games, win this first round matchup, win that second round matchup, and win 1 of 2 games in the regional finals. This is a double elimination bracket, though, so a loss here doesn't end your season. And that's good news for Spring Hill. They lost the first game of their conference tournament, but were able to rally 6 straight to punch their ticket to Namoli Family Stadium and the NCAA Regionals. Climbing their way through the losers bracket and then winning both games of the conference championship finals to take home the conference title in an automatic bid into the playoffs. All that has set up a first ever matchup for the Spartans and Badgers, at least for the last probably 40 years or so, because that's how long I think our series history tracking goes. There hadn't been any other documented matchups in the regular season or postseason between Spring Hill and Tampa. But the Badgers have taken on Tampa in the postseason for baseball before. Tampa has won every single one of those games in the last few years. But Spring Hill performing a lot stronger so far, unless Tampa can really get some late offense going. Down the line and foul by Galehouse. That one lands in the Spartans' bullpen. If it was fair, it would have been a close play for Glowacki.
Just a little early on that one.
Regional softball continuing. Full count for Mariah Galehouse. Solt is on deck. Someone else you might not want to face. And Galehouse will keep the at-bat going. The only reason that the batting numbers for the Spartans might not look as strong in some of the categories is because of the cavernous stadium known as Namoli Family Stadium. With some of the deepest outfield margins in the entirety of D2 softball, it's hard to hit one deep. Ball 4, and that is going to bring up the power threat. Abby Solt, 2 away, 2 on for the Spartans. And Solt's average has dropped to .277 this season with a .417 on base and .496 slugging percentage. But that's simply because a lot of her fly balls that would have been home runs at other ballparks simply fell at the track into the gloves of outfielders. But that doesn't mean that Solt can't absolutely destroy the softball. She's actually gone yard here multiple times this season, as that'll be ball 1. Safe to say, Solt is a huge addition to the Tampa Spartans lineup, transferring from Valdosta State last season.
Yeah, she really has a great swing that produces a lot of power from her hands.
And she'll take inside 1-1 No rush in the at-bat for Solt. Just like a lot of the Spartans team, she is a postseason veteran. She knows the stakes of playoff softball here in May, and she knows to wait for a good pitch to hit. That one missing outside. Good off-speed pitch from Turk for a change. I think that was a bit of a screwball, if you will. Or no, that would be more of a curveball breaking away. That was a left-hander. That would be a screwball. The 2-1, Solt fouls away. And I think that might have been a changeup or something slightly slower than a fastball. Solt ran around a little bit early and a little on top of it.
Well, if you're Tampa, you want to extend the inning. Good things always happen.
Kreidler on deck as well. Will she have to wait for the second, or can Solt keep the inning going? Down the line and foul. Hard hit and bounced. Would have been out of reach or just by Pacheco if it was fair. Pacheco, Pierce, King, and Gordon is the infield for Spring Hill. Glowacki, Hinton, and Christ in the outfield. Pittman at home plate. Turk in the circle. That's the battery. And now 2 balls and 2 strikes for the Badgers.
I'd be careful of a waste pitch right here. She's in swing mode.
Outside, and while Pittman tried to frame it, couldn't get the call. You do have a free base if you're Spring Hill. And Tampa is calling for some motion on the base paths. 2 away. They're going to be stealing no matter what. If Solt puts it in play, could score both. That is ball 4. Gilhouse almost left early, but good job reaching second. Russo reaches third. And now Tampa's walks leader gets a chance with the bases full.
We're going to have a meeting of the minds here in the circle, kind of calm her down. Hey, we got 2 outs. We pressured in the first. Let's go get this. But what an at-bat by Solt. Just battle right there. That waste pitch, 2-2. I mean, could have easily swung. You're in protection mode. Great at-bat.
A 7-pitch duel between Turk and Solt. Solt ends up on top. So 2 walks in a row. And a big thing for Turk, you can't afford bad command here. Kreidler would walk home a run if she saw 4 balls. Earlier this season, Kreidler set the Spartans single-game record for 4 walks in a game.
Well, I always say a walk is good as a single. It just doesn't count in the scorebook.
Sometimes it does count if you're able to walk in a run as the count goes 1-1. But Kreidler might have to swing away. I imagine Turk will have to get aggressive, have to trust her defense.
Yeah, you got to go right at him now, mano a mano. Nowhere to put her.
The 1-1's ripped to left field, foul. That's a crucial second strike for Turk.
I was fixing to say, you got to be careful with Kreidler as well. She has some hidden power.
267, 442, 355 slash line. She's picked up 7 extra base hits this season. And you've also got Kate DeSimone on deck. They're not as strong as the top 5 for the Spartans, but underrated at the plate. That's going to be lined at the middle and caught in center field to end the inning. Tampa leaves them loaded with a string of 2-out hit and 2 walks. They can't get anything else going. Due up for Spring Hill will be 7, 8, and 9, or 6, 7, and 8 when we come back. Brand new inning about to get underway. Spring Hill and U Tampa in the first round of the D1 or D2 Regional Softball Tournament. Taylor Sorley alongside Skippy for the call. Tampa loaded the bases, but couldn't convert. Pacheco now trying to get the offense going for the Badgers.
You know, both teams in the first inning, I expected nothing less, coming out here and applying pressure.
DeSimone continues in the circle, taking on Pacheco. Here's the defense for U Tampa. Fantone in left, Keister in center, Galehouse in right, Russo at third, Reynolds at short, Yetter at second, Solt at first. Kreidler forms the battery with DeSimone. Yetter, of course, the designated player today. And here comes the 0-1 from DeSimone to Pacheco. Foul. 0-2. There's a mix of youth and veterans on the Spring Hill side. Their starting lineup sees 3 freshmen and 6 upperclassmen with 3 seniors and 3 juniors. Pacheco, one of the seniors of this team, carries a .219 average on the season, and that's going to be fouled away, still on 2 strikes. Pacheco does well in clutch situations, though, 18 RBIs and only 86 at-bats. However, Pacheco finds the bases empty here. The 0-2 from DeSimone, floated foul.
2 pitches in the same location, fouled in the same spot. I think you got to drop something in the dirt here, get a quick first out.
That will be the goal. What a first season it has been for Coach Hannah Fillmore. As that's going to be floated to center field and caught on the run by Keister, 1 away. The Spring Hill alumni has brought the Badgers to the tournament in her first season of asking. And it was a good regular season for Spring Hill. 31-21 record, notably 18-4 in conference play. They were the 2nd seed in their region entering the conference tournament as the 2nd team from the West standings of the SIAC. They took a first-round loss against Fort Valley State and then won 6 straight en route to a conference title. Their most recent win, 8-4 in Game 2 against Fort Valley State University. The team they started at the tournament with a loss against was a team they beat twice in a row to reach regional play. 2-1 now. Glowacki is going to get ahead. She's hitting .273, .401, .282. She's basically Spring Hill's version of Kenna Kreidler. Inside, 2-2 now. A strong eye for her this season with 17 walks, only trailing Pittman and Hinton, who's had 32.
That was a great fastball by DeSimone right there.
Another strike would get her a second out. And that one's fouled away.
You know, what a way to kick off regional play here. Got 2 of the hottest teams in the regionals. First game out, Mother's Day weekend.
What else do you want? Swing and a miss at the low fastball now, and DeSimone picks up strikeout number 2. That's going to bring up Mackenzie King, who made a nice diving play at second base back in the first inning. The second base player was playing pretty far in against Lauren Fantone, but made a diving stop to prevent her from getting a base hit. The Badgers are going to need to be flawless on defense. Given how strong Tampa's pitching is, they can't afford any damage. That's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for DeSimone. A pop-up to Reynolds ends the top of the second. And as we move on to the bottom of the second, DeSimone will go from the circle to the plate. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Namoli Family Stadium for more coverage from the 2025 NCAA D2 Softball Regionals. You're watching from South Region number 1. Tampa takes on Spring Hill to start us off. Later today, Nova Southeastern will take on Barry University. A showdown of two Sunshine State Conference sides awaits us later today. Over in the other part of the region, St. Leo hosts Mississippi College. Auburn Montgomery will take on West Florida later that day. Also in Tampa. That's what I mean when I said all roads come through Tampa, because St. Leo and Tampa are hosting regional play for D2 softball in the South region. 0-1 count to start the inning. DeSimone ready to go. And that changeup floats in there for strike 2.
That was a beauty. There's nothing you can do with that one.
DeSimone hitting 238, 368, 365 this season. Does a good job of finding the corners. Notably, she does a great job slapping the ball down the right field line for extra bases. Has a couple triples throughout her Spartans tenure doing just that. She'll take this one to go 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 for DeSimone. That one's going to miss down low. 2-2.
DeSimone's worked herself to a even count now. We'd like to see her get on base to start the inning here.
We'll see if Turk is a good put-away pitch, or if the Spartans could start to build something new. Fouled away.
That was that changeup again, front foot right there. Really hard to stay back on that.
A big thing to watch out for will certainly be the pitch counts. These starters will get the green light to go the distance, but obviously the longer you can keep someone in there, the better things will go by the end of the game. There's DeSimone sending it the other way, foul. That's what I was alluding to at the start of the at-bat. Does a good job of hitting it opposite field.
That was almost what we call the backside boogie. You slap it and start running.
So, 2-2 now. Winters and Reynolds due up for the Spartans. Both of them sophomores and future parts of this Tampa roster, as that one's going to be fouled away. Tampa's rotation next year will be Gwen McGinnis, who's a junior, but also likely Kelsey Winters. The recent D1 transfers only made a handful of appearances for the Spartans for the season on the circle. A few more chances at the plate, but she could be a future player to watch for Tampa. That misses outside. 3-2 for DeSimone.
DeSimone really working this at bat well, fouling off two really tough pitches. And we got the payoff right here.
Payoff pitch up high. DeSimone a leadoff walk. Third walk drawn by the Spartans today, and that's going to bring up Kelsey Winters. Winters hitting only 118, 254, 137, but she does have good plate discipline. 8 walks on the season, and I know she'd like to draw one here, set the table for Kenzie Reynolds. They might have her dropping a sacrifice down to move the runner.
Looks like Spring Hill's ready.
Fouled. It's now 0-1 to Winters. We'll give you some frequent updates across the region. Still tied up between St. Leo and Mississippi College, the first region at St. Leo's campus. That one's going to be away for strike 2? No. Yes, fouled for strike 2. I was trying to see if it would miss the bat and allowed DeSimone to advance. But no, it just clipped. So 2 missed sacrifices from Winters. She'll be swinging away, maybe trying to put the ball on the ground to advance the runner. Ball missing outside. Good pickup behind home plate. The previous pitch got away from Pittman after the tip. This time, she's able to prevent DeSimone from advancing on a pass ball.
That was a great stop by the catcher right there.
The 1-2. Winters pops this one up. And the shortstop can't make the catch. That's going to be a fair ball, putting both runners aboard. And DeSimone is also able to reach second safely because they weren't able to turn and throw it to second in time.
Looks like she might have just lost it up there in the sun. Shortstop called the third baseman off at the last second, which is her right. She is the captain of the infield on that side.
Now the third base player pulled away, and Pierce couldn't find the softball. And that's going to set the table for Reynolds. I imagine she'll try to advance the runners for Lily Keister. They also could have her swinging away. Reynolds hit 198 in the regular season, 473 OPS.
I think if you're Tampa here, you really got to go with the sacrifice bunt, get two runners in scoring position with one out, possibly no outs, depending on, the bunt.
Yeah, it's going to force the defense of Spring Hill to get to work. And unsurprisingly, the infield playing all the way in for Spring Hill. They're going to need Pierce to cover third base, Pacheco and Gordon to crash down the middle. The bunt gets down, perfectly played, throw in time at first base. And the good news is the runners advance on a successful sacrifice. Good news for the Badgers, though, that's the first out of the inning. And the infield playing shallow again for Lily Keister.
That was a great bunt.
Now, Tampa's probably not going to try a squeeze play here. Spring Hill is anticipating a very weakly hit base softball. Strike one.
It looks like the first baseman's almost a little in front of the rubber. I mean, they're cheating it pretty hard.
They are. They have to be worried if Keister gets a little bit of air under it. Outfield playing super shallow, too. Hit up the middle. That should score a run for the Spartans as they get out number two. Yes, it will. A successful sacrifice from Lily Keister. King stopped it from scoring two, keeping it out of the outfield. But Tampa takes a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the second.
That is a beautiful job of just batting IQ. Know the situation. Know you have to pull the ball instead of slapping it right there.
And now Fantone at the plate. Russo on deck. And that hit her. That grazed her elbow, and that puts two on with two away for Alexa Russo. That was the worst person you could have possibly hit in that situation if you're Turk, because Russo has a chance to blow open the scoring with a big base hit. Had a hit earlier into the outfield, was the closest Tampa had gotten to an extra base hit.
She hit it really well, too, right on the numbers.
First pitch for Russo up high, ball one. By the way, the previous hit, the one that was popped up in the infield, wasn't awarded an error. They awarded Winters with a hit, so that run that scored from the Spartans was indeed earned. Here comes the 1-0 from Turk. Inside to Russo, 2-0. On deck after Russo, you've got Mariah Gilhouse. Well, you have a free base here. It's a risk to give it to Russo.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. Do you go after Russo or do you go after Galehouse? Who are you going to pitch to? Who are you not?
That'll hit the zone, 2-1. Good fastball, low and away.
Her second time around, definitely when they want to pitch to Russo, they're keeping the ball on the outside of the plate and it's falling off of the plate. So don't want to fall into that power zone.
Russo hit sharply to short. That's picked up. Her throw's on target. And the inning comes to a close. Nice defense by Pierce, ranging to her left and making a difficult play. Turk surrenders a run, but it was off of two sacrifice hits in a row. So the Spartans will hold on to a one-run lead as they'll take on 9-1-2 when we come back.
It seems
And
like
we're back, ready to go for the brand new inning here at Namoli Family Stadium. DeSimone will take on Christ to start the inning. And it's kind of an interesting last name to carry into postseason play, given that they're currently electing new pope. And I actually saw on social media, I believe the conclave has concluded. There was, I think, white smoke from the chimney earlier today.
what was it? I was looking at the update last night and I saw the black smoke.
Yeah, I think they have early today actually shown some white smoke, though. So that's definitely an interesting development. I saw a social media post of, as well, sort of a comedy skit of two baseball announcers going over the death of the Pope, talking about it, using some baseball puns alongside it as the count goes 0-2 to Christ to start things off. That'd be funny just to bring that up here as we get underway in the top of the third. For the season, Christ is hitting 270, 352, 333 on the year.
DeSimone getting off to an early start, 0-2.
Ball one, missing high and inside. Abigail Christ, the freshman, plays out in right field. The third freshman in this lineup, Jeslyn Gordon and Destiny Pierce, are the other two. Potential long-term options for Spring Hill. Strike three, she goes down looking. 3 strikeouts on the day for DeSimone. And that'll bring us to the top of the order, and Rika Hinton, ready to go. And she has been on fire this season, and even in the cavernous confines of Namoli Family Stadium, was able to open the day with an extra base hit. Ball one, missing low and inside. 366, 481, 771 slash line. 16 home runs, 12 doubles, and 1 triple. I'm actually surprised she's only had 1 triple.
I think that's the hardest one in all of ball.
I think if she was playing at this stadium, she'd probably have a couple triples, given how quickly she could get the ball to the gap. And, of course, how she's had 34 stolen bases, too, showcasing that she does have speed around the base path. I think a lot of the balls that would have been triples here ended up leaving the park in Alabama. That's where Spring Hill's team comes from Mobile, Alabama, when they feature at Murray Field.
There's a lot of good food over there in Mobile.
Here comes the 2-1. Hinton pops this one backwards. It's 2-2. Top of the third, Tampa leads 1-0. The sacrifice hit gives them the early advantage. All tied up between St. Leo and Mississippi College, though. Game 1 of the South Regional from St. Leo. We've got a Sunshine State Conference matchup later today, but for now, Tampa taking on Spring Hill. Rolled up the middle. DeSimone's there. 1 away. 2 away. And that will retire the most dangerous hitter for the Badgers. Here comes Gordon. Gordon worked a walk in her first plate appearance. Actually, no, she had a sacrifice hit in her first plate appearance. There was 1 walk conceded by DeSimone, and that's going to be fouled away for strike 1. After that first inning, DeSimone has settled down a bit, having a quick second inning and now a strong start to the third. Tampa's expecting something down the lines, a lot of space down the middle. 2 strikes now to Gordon. 1 more strike and DeSimone would bring back the Spartans offense with the heart of the order. Outside ball 1. Two games today, 3 games tomorrow, and potentially 2 games on Saturday. The second one on Saturday is a if-needed game as we determine who will escape the South region, as that's fouled away, 1-2. Tampa wins. They'll host South a super regional play next weekend here. That'll be an exciting 3-game set for the regional champs with a trip to Chattanooga on the line. Hit to center field. That's going deep, but not deep enough. Keister makes the running catch, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Kate DeSimone. Strikeout, flyout, ground out, and we're headed to the bottom of the third. A brand new inning set to get underway from the Namole Family Stadium. The postseason runs through Tampa. Tampa has one of the top teams in the nation in baseball, two of the top teams in lacrosse. They've already even hosted the start of the postseason at the Namole Family Stadium on the other side of campus. There's two Namole Family fields here, one for lacrosse and other recreational Tampa sports, this one for softball, which is also a fun recreational sport here at UTampa. I was able to do rec softball here a few years back. I was definitely not as good as the players here for the NCAA tournament, however. As the count's going to go 1-1. Fastball clips the corner for Mariah Gelhaus. It's the Spartan 2A superstar leading off. Has a plethora of Spartan records as well. I believe the most hits in Spartan history. And she's going to send that one foul, 1-2.
Well, let's see if Tampa can get the leadoff runner aboard again. Good things happen.
Turk with a strong start to the at-bat, though, against Galehouse. She'll miss down low, 2-2. Spring Hill won the SIAC championship back-to-back thanks to their win this season. And here they are taking on Tampa to start off tournament play. Still 2-2 to Galehouse. Galehouse, Sultan, Kreidler, the trio up for Tampa. Galehouse, the career Spartan. Sult, the veteran transfer. And Kreidler, the young gun who replaced a Spartan legend last season. The 2-2. Strike three, paints the corner, and Galehouse goes down looking. One away. Solz has featured in postseason play here at UTampa before throughout her D2 college tenure. Her teams sometimes heading down to Namole Family Stadium for postseason and regular season play. Now gets a chance to don the Spartans attire here in May for postseason action with the hometown crowd right behind her. Spring Hill have traveled also pretty well. Obviously always a fun excuse to get a trip down to Florida whenever you face off against the Spartans. Same is true for a lot of the other teams in the region. For Auburn, Montgomery, and West Florida. Although West Florida isn't necessarily vacationing here in Florida. They're just not in the Sunshine State Conference. 2-1. Soltz got ahead 2-0, but that strike will bring things back a little bit closer.
Solt has a beautiful swing, of a power hitter. She gets up on that lead leg, really, gets a nice straight angle on it and lets her hands and hips.
Fouled away, and Russo had to dive out of the way in the dugout.
And that allows the power to be produced to the ball. Something you see a lot in baseball or, even golf. They get real strong on that lead leg.
We'll see her swing in action here with a 2-2 count. Down the line and foul. The Spartans enter the postseason with a couple series wins back-to-back. They beat Eckerd on the road. They beat Barry at home to close out the regular season, going 4-2 in that span. They did have a home series loss, as there's going to be strike 3. 2 strikeouts now in the inning for Turk. Had a home loss in the series against Florida Tech back on April 17th. The month of April saw Tampa split more series than actually win.
That was the same pitch that she just got the strikeout on again. Outside, falling away.
She'll probably go back to that later in this at-bat here against Kenna Kreidler, 1-0. But a good job for her to get past 2 of the Spartans' most dangerous batters in one fell swoop. Ball 2, missing away from Turk. That's going to miss inside. Make it 3-0 to Kreidler.
I will take it.
DeSimone on deck. But she'll have to wait. 3-1. That one went right down the middle.
Good take. Make her throw a strike. Try to extend the inning.
Turk in the driver's seat. Popped up. And tracking it's the catcher. She'll make the catch. And no. I can't tell if it hit the net first or if it was because she dropped that later on.
It looks like she lost it in the sun. When you're looking straight up like that with no angle, I mean, it's hard to see anything, let alone a softball. Those are the worst pop-ups as a catcher right there.
So here comes the 3-2 count for Kenna Kreidler. Ball 4. And not a surprise, Kreidler draws a walk.
Way to battle right there and extend the inning.
That is walk number 39 on the season for Kenna Kreidler. Could become the first Spartan to have a 40-walk season in program history. 40 has been a big number for Tampa. Their baseball and softball teams exiting the regular season with 40 wins. And, of course, Tampa baseball has 3 more games to play, having just hit the 40-win milestone.
That was a ball.
1-0, missing just a little bit low for DeSimone. It's not always that as a pitcher you get to generate your own run support. That's what DeSimone can do right here, and she'll get a base hit into left field. Drew a walk in her first at-bat, gets a single in her second. Here comes Kelsey Winters.
Well, you give them a free out. You don't want to be on the opposing side of that. If you're Tampa, you're starting to get a little anxious in the dugout. You're ready to explode.
As we're ready to continue, 2 away here. That's going to be hit to left field. Bobbled, so they'll send the runner home. An RBI single for Kelsey Winters. 2-0 Spartans. Back-to-back hits from the bottom of the order. And they have really opened the door here in the bottom of the third.
And that's what I was saying. You gave them a free out, and they're going to capitalize on it. She doesn't waste any time, goes after the first pitch, takes it right where it was pitched at.
Fouled away, 0-1. Kenzie Reynolds ready to go. 2 on, 2 away. That's going to be hit to first base and scooped up by Gordon. 2 hits bring home a run for the Spartans. They extend their advantage to 2-0 right into the top of the 4th. Tampa 2-0 lead in the top of the fourth. Welcome back to the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Well, technically it's the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. You're watching on the NCAA website. And we are ready to go for a brand new inning. Kate DeSimone in the circle. And she was able to help her cause at the plate in the previous frame, getting a hit and ultimately scoring as a runner. Actually, no. She advanced Creedler, who eventually scored. She scored at the start of the game. First pitch from DeSimone popped foul, 0-1. A little bit of chaos in the previous inning, Skippy, but Tampa getting a couple of late hits.
Yeah, they were given essentially a free out, and Tampa made them pay for it. And if you're Tampa, that's exactly what you want to do. You want to capitalize on that, extend the inning.
And that's going to miss as well. 1-1 now from DeSimone as we continue day one of regional action from the University of Tampa. Ring season for D2 Sports, as that's going to miss down low 2-1. Tampa hosting lacrosse, baseball, and softball national tournament matchups throughout this and the next couple weeks. Tampa looking to make it through regionals to advance to super regional play too, as that one's going to be hit to Reynolds. Good throw across the diamonds, one away. Reynolds has picked up the shortstop position for the Spartans as the season's progressed. She started mainly at second base, but has now shifted over to the sixth position.
As we get here into the middle innings, it feels like the intensity level has kind of picked up again.
Yeah, and Spring Hill on defense, I think, have slightly struggled to try to match it, as DeSimone's been limiting base runners very effectively. 0-1, big whiff by Pittman.
You know, as the Spartans start the regional play, you want to see DeSimone come out here and just kind of set the tone for the tournament, and she has done exactly that.
And of course, Tampa has the 1A and 1B of this rotation right behind DeSimone and Galehouse and McGinnis. I was surprised to see McGinnis win the Sunshine State Conference Pitcher of the Year award, despite having an ERA 40 points higher than Mariah Galehouse. But I imagine that the SSC voting committee must be very inclined to sabermetric numbers like FIP because of the strikeout rate that McGinnis has had, 104 over 114 innings. Last weekend, McGinnis had 14 innings in the circle, a 7-inning complete game win, and then 2 from the bullpen and 5 from the bullpen across the doubleheader on the Saturday matchup to shut the door for the Spartans for a series win. Rolled up the middle. That's the second hit for Spring Hill. It was a disappointing end of the season for DeSimone. Picked up her second loss of the season. But a very good rebound so far today.
You know, she has definitely turned the page from last weekend to now, and that's exactly what you want to see if you're Coach Canner.
Coach Canner hoping for the best across the board for the Spartans lineup, as we will get a first replacement of the game. A pinch runner on the base path now for Spring Hill. It's going to be the number 11 entering the game, Kayla Coley-Drayton, entering the field for the Badgers. Drayton 4 for 4 on stolen base attempts. Do you think she's going to be active here?
You know, you're only down by 2. It's the middle innings. I think you're going to be aggressive on a base hit. I don't know if you're going to put motion in play.
First pitch, runner stays put. Strike 1 to Curry. Natalie Curry from Joliet, Illinois. A 5'7" junior utility player. Today, Curry finds herself as the team's DH as the count goes 0-2.
Right there, you can see her kind of doing the dance moves over there, making sure, all right, yeah, they are paying attention to me, kind of getting the timing down.
0-2 from DeSimone. Strike 3. That's 4 strikeouts here in the postseason for DeSimone. Kreidler was ready to check on the runner. But DeSimone telling her not to worry. 2 away.
That's actually a veteran move by Kryler to walk away from the hitter as the hitter's coming across you in case there is a potential throw.
Kryler's done such a good job behind home plate this season. And, it definitely isn't easy because she had some pretty big shoes to fill. Lexi Chevalier, a Spartan legend over the last 4 seasons. The long-term Tampa catcher helping out the Spartans' rotation be as good as they have been. And, Chevalier, someone with less experience than each of the Spartan starters, has come in and filled the role perfectly as the count goes 2-0.
She was a great behind the plate for sure, and Kryler, is no slouch compared to her.
Here comes the 2-0 from DeSimone. Inside, strike 1. 2-run lead early on for the Spartans. Update from St. Leo. They have taken the lead in the bottom of the 4th. A 1-0 advantage for the Lions against Mississippi College.
I think you might see some motion on this at bat.
The runner stays put. That one's in foul territory, but off the net. 2 strikes now to Pacheco. DeSimone has recorded 2 strikeouts already in the inning. She wouldn't mind a third. 2-2 on the way to Pacheco. Popped up and foul again. Beautiful day for softball here at UTampa. Cloudy sky, but should be inclement weather. Over down the right field line, on top of the garage, we've even got fans watching the game.
It's not a bad view from up there.
That's a pretty good view, I'll say, as that's going to be inside for ball 3.
Might be a little warm up there on the concrete.
Yeah,
that's why they have more breeze.
That's why they've got an umbrella, I believe. Wonder if they're having a bit of a tailgate, too, right by the cars. That would be a great spot for a tailgate.
Definitely going to have motion on this pitch. Full count.
Runner will be going. That one slapped down the line and foul into the vacant Spartans bullpen. Both Nova and Barry also waiting. Even I think a couple of Barry and Nova fans are arriving at the stadium. Their game scheduled to start at 3 p.m. Depending how long this one goes, we'll probably have about a 3 p.m. start for Game 2 of the action today. Wonder if it might be Barry or Nova fans up on the roof of the parking garage. That one's fouled off of Pacheco. Full count, staying alive.
Great job battling this account right here. I think if you're DeSimone, you have 2 outs. Give her something kind of to hit, but not really.
Yeah, something where you're more likely to get weak contact instead of anything driven. Maybe off speed away, maybe fastball away. This one, fastball, just tipped foul again. That one lands behind the Spring Hill dugout. 3-2.
That's 2 straight fastballs, but she's been late on them, so I don't know if you go with off speed to speed the bat up, essentially. I think you stay with the fastball and just good location down and away.
One more time, payoff pitch. Roll DeRusso, and they're going to call that foul.
Looks like it might have hit the top of her foot, maybe, or the ankle.
Yeah. She was favoring her foot afterwards, so it must have kicked off her over to Russo.
I have definitely taken many off of that ankle bone that just sticks out a little bit. Make sure it doesn't feel bad because you can't feel it, but when you do start to feel it, it's not fun.
So still a 3-2 count, one of the longest at-bats for DeSimone today. And ball 4, changeup missed up high. Tying run on the board for Spring Hill. And that'll bring Glowacki to the plate.
Maybe just a touch high.
Scary.
Good idea, though.
Scary spot for the Spartans. Spring Hill could turn around the score in just one swing of the bat. Tampa.
What an at-bat by her right there. Just a battle and find a way on board and extend the inning.
11 pitches. That was the length of the duel between Pacheco and DeSimone. First pitch now to Glowacki. Challenges her with a fastball. It's deflected by DeSimone. She will stop the ball from getting to the outfield, but can't convert out number 3. Bases are loaded with 2 away for King. So not great for DeSimone there to not pick up the softball, but she basically kept it right next to her in the circle, so it doesn't allow the runner to make it home.
That was great pitching. You pitched the ball right to yourself. Unfortunately, you just kind of lose it where it goes.
Runners will be going on anything. And Coach Cantor is headed out to the circle to talk things over. Will this be curtains for DeSimone in this high leverage spot? They could go to the bullpen and bring DeSimone back in for the next inning. We'll see if she asks for the softball or if this is just to try to hype her up.
I didn't see anybody popping a leather down there. I think it's just going to be a game plan hit, shake that off. It's unfortunate it happened. You pitched a great game. Go get them.
And it looks to be exactly that. Just a bit of a hype up for the Spartans team. Tampa could, of course, pivot to Gale House or McGinnis here. They're only playing 1 game today. They could play up to 2 games tomorrow. The next game will be Barry and Nova Southeastern, but we've still got plenty of action here, and bases loaded with 2 away in the top of the 4th. Mackenzie King ready to go. First pitch hit to center field. Lily Keister is there, and the side is retired. Nice escape for Kate DeSimone. I know she would have rather the bases not get loaded to end the inning, but she does strand 3 base runners for 4 shutout innings. Due up for the Spartans will be 1, 2, and 3. Two nothing. Tampa leads entering the bottom of the 4th. Welcome back to the NCAA South Regional. Taylor Sorley and Skippy on the call here from U Tampa. And it'll be Turk in the circle, ready to go for her 4th inning of action. Both games now in the bottom of the 4th. St. Leo leads 1-0 against Mississippi College. Tampa leads 2-0 against Spring Hill. Game 1 of 2 from the Moley Family Stadium. That's going to be up the middle. Base hit by Keister. The leadoff player will start off with a base hit for the Spartans.
Love to see that. You know, they want to play up on you. I'm going to hit it right past you.
Keister improves her average on the season now with that hit. Entered today with 377, 414, and 411. A team leading 55 hits. Only 3 extra base hits, though. 2 of them being triples. Infield playing a bit shallow, expecting a sacrifice bunt from Fantone. That'll be outside, ball 1.
Well, you got your number 1 leadoff on board, no outs. The Speed Demons are at the plate and on first.
Now the 1-0 is going to get down. Perfectly placed sacrifice bunt for Fantone. She is safe. Turk was able to get to it, but couldn't get the throw in time. 2 on for Alexa Russo.
Perfectly placed right there. Now, if you're Spring Hill, you really have a dilemma here, if you will. You've been pitching pretty carefully to Russo, but now with no outs.
And no, they're going to call at the previous play was runner interference. Or there was just something up during that at-bat that will put one out on the board and keep the runner at first. Actually, no. They're just calling the previous play a foul ball.
So I think there should be 2 strikes then, I believe.
Now, the first pitch missed for ball 1.
So it'll be 1-1.
Yeah, 1-1.
Okay.
So, would have been a great bunt for a hit by Fantone. She'll just have to try again. Still a runner at first and a 1-1 count. Unlucky for the Spartans. And that'll miss 2-1. Keister has 16 steals this season. She's been successful 16 of 18 times. Maybe you send her and force Pittman to get to work behind home plate. Squares up. Perfectly placed bunt. This time in fair territory. This time Fantone out by a step. Spartans may feel they were robbed of that bunt hit, but still a successful sacrifice to put a runner in scoring position for Alexa Russo.
Well, that was the original game plan, and it does happen. And now you have Russo, 1 out, runner in scoring position.
Turk
Her previous 2 at-bats, she has really just tattooed the ball lately.
Turk is really going to need to lock in to get out of the inning. That one hops past the shortstop, and they're going to send Keister home. Safe. Russo to second. Out. Russo doesn't mind. She'll trade an out for a run every single time. 3-0 Spartans. Tried to advance on the throw to the plate, but was barely caught out.
Right there, I mean, she hit it hard again, right on the screws, and it just takes a really wild top spin hop at the last second on the shortstop.
The dirt is very unpredictable at the Namoli Family Stadium. Tough for the defense to read. And especially when you're a team like Spring Hill playing here for the first time ever, can be tough to deal with as the count goes 1-0. And like I mentioned before, this is the first matchup, at least in, I'd say, 40 years since they started tracking the series history, for Tampa softball and Spring Hill softball. That's going to clip the corner, 2-1. So far, it's been Spartans all the way. After getting out of a bases-loaded jam in the previous inning, they have brought home their 3rd run. And with 2 away, the count will go 2-1 to Mariah Galehouse. Anticipate Galehouse will be one of the 2 starters tomorrow for the Spartans. Or potentially one of the 1. If Tampa wins today and then wins Game 2, they won't have to worry about Game 3 until Saturday. Fouled away.
You know, Tampa has done a great job of just going out there and getting runs on the board, just making it happen. The whole lineup has produced the runs, not just one person.
That's going to be hit to third. Good scoop by Pacheco. Her throw pulls the first base player off the bag. But that's a foul ball, so no matter what, Galehouse is safe. Two away, bases are empty. One more time. This one hit to left field and foul.
You know, so far Spring Hill has done a great job of keeping the ball inside on Galehouse, not allowing her to get that extension to the ball.
Two, one more time. Galehouse deep to left field. That'll be extra bases as it rolls all the way to the wall. Galehouse going 3. She is safe. Avoids the tag with a leg first slide. Here comes Solt with a runner 60 feet away from the plate.
As soon as I said that, ball down the middle, she gets extended on it. looks like we're going to have a pitch.
And that'll be it for Turk. She'll exit the game from the circle, it looks like, right here. As Spring Hill are going to go to a high leverage arm out of the bullpen. Entering the game will be Emma Curry, and we'll be right back here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network covering NCAA action on NCAA.com. Emma Curry enters the game for Spring Hill. Welcome back to the University of Tampa. Galhouse at third. And Skippy, they are going to their ace out of the bullpen to try to get out of the jam. Curry with a 2.61 ERA over 115 innings this season. She'll certainly be active, I think, tomorrow as a starter, but gets a chance out of the bullpen today.
You know, Spring, you have to lose two. Obviously, you don't want to lose the first one. They've done a great job of keeping the ball on the hands of Mariah Galhouse, not allowing her to get extended. Right, that one was a mistake pitch.
That one's popped up by Solt to deep center field. Hinton makes the catch, and the side is retired. And Curry helps Spring Hill make a quick escape. Of course, she'll probably stay in the game. We'll give you the final line score for the starter when we roll back to the bottom of the fifth. But for now, it'll be the top of the fifth. And the top of the Spring Hill order, 9-1-2, due up. 3-0, Spartans lead.
Tori showed me the video you made. I was like, man, my dog's doing big things right now, bro.
And welcome back to the University of Tampa. The Spartans lead 3-0 against Spring Hill as we begin the top of the fifth. Tampa put another run on the board late in the previous inning, and that saw Turk exit the game, likely her day done with 87 pitches. Final line score, 3 2/3 with 7 hits and 3 runs surrendered. But it was Curry entering and getting Spring Hill out of the jam.
You know, Spring Hill's done a good job of getting runners on the bases, just not able to capitalize and bring one across. I mean, they've threatened a couple of times.
Spring Hill have a few more chances to try to get on the board as the count goes 1-1. Leading off for Spring Hill is going to be the 7, a pinch hitter. Asha Carter enters the game for Abigail Christ. There's a bunt that rolls foul, 1-2. That one just out of reach. Good job by Russo to watch it roll out of play. Could be very tempting to try to run and get to it before it rolls out.
Well, that means the bunt plays off. D. Simone can do pretty much anything here.
Swing and a miss, and D. Simone picks up her 5th strikeout.
Big time fastball up in the zone. Kind of makes it look like a meatball. You got to go get it.
1 away. And that's going to bring up top of the order, and Hinton set a home run record this season for the Badgers. And she's going to hit one to left field. Nice diving catch by Lauren Fantone. 2 away.
Fantone said, not over here, no fly zone.
And here comes 2 strikes. That's going to be fouled away for strike 1.
You know, this game feels a lot closer than a 3-0 lead. At any point in time, both of these teams can just flood the scoreboard.
That's going to be rolled foul. 2 strikes quickly for D. Simone to try to bring back the red-hot Spartan Bats.
Oh,
1 and 2 now.
Way upstairs. Kreidler giving the umpire a little protection right there.
The 1-2 floated foul. Good job protecting by Gordon. Sacrifice hit back in the 1st inning. Flew out back in the 3rd inning. Hers was a painless fly ball right to Lily Keister. That's going to be rolled right to Solt, inning over. 1-2-3 for D. Simone, including a nice diving catch by Lauren Fantone. We're headed to the bottom of the 5th. Kreidler leads off for the Spartans with D. Simone and Winters right behind. Ball 1, missing just outside to start the at-bat. Kreidler got aboard with a walk earlier today, her 39th of the season, also lined out to the center fielder. Just clipping the corner, strike 1. Curry staying in the circle and finding the zone.
You know, a 3-0 lead just does not feel that big right now.
There is time, of course, for the Badgers to get back on the board. 2-0 leads are the most dangerous in sports. Tampa's going to need to be flawless in the circle. They would like to do a little bit more at the plate. 2-1. That one missing. Tried to frame it, but lost the softball. 3-1.
That was a really good pitch. Falling off the plate, starting on the edge of the plate. Much different delivery look than what we saw earlier.
Strike 2. Kreidler was ready for ball 4, but we'll have to wait for the payoff pitch. Good spot by Curry with a 3-1 count. Here comes 3-2. Fly ball to deep center field. That's got a chance, and it's off the wall. Kreidler's going to roll into third with a triple. So close to a home run, and I think in 99% of college ballparks, it would be 4-0 Spartans, but Kreidler will just settle for 3 bases.
Yeah, she did not miss that by much. She hit halfway up the wall on that one. Like I was saying earlier, Kreidler, she has that hidden power. If you're Tampa, you definitely got to capitalize. Got to get the ball in the grass.
DeSimone ready to go now. Has a chance to continue to help herself out in the circle. Singled back in the third, walked in the second, and she'll take strike 1. Of course, she's not the only player to take the circle and the plate at the same time. Mariah Gilhouse and Kelsey Winters do that too. That's going to miss. Ball 1.
Yeah, you'd really got to be smart on what pitch you're going to go after. Something you can elevate into the grass.
There's also a lot of room down the middle. If you could hit it there and slip it past Curry, it would make it 4-0. That's going to hit the zone 1 and 2. Wonder if she could also slap it to that far right field corner, given how Christ is playing a bit deep. A floater into the zone. Wow. Strike 3, 1 away.
Looked like slow pitch softball. That was crazy.
Basically an ephus that time. Completely fooled DeSimone. First strikeout for Curry, and that'll bring up Kelsey Winters. The goal, simple. Take the ball to the outfield or do something to bring home Kreidler. Ball 1 to Winters, just down low. Two 2-0, fastball missing high and away. Curry to Winters. Inside, 3-0 to Winters. Reynolds is on deck.
Yeah, I think you give Winters the green light here if she likes it.
That's going to be ball 4. Seeing 4 straight miss the zone. That'll open up a double play opportunity for the Spartans. Now in this situation, Tampa's going to go with a pinch hitter, I believe. Or maybe a pinch runner for Winters. Could be both or just one of the two. I wonder what the odds are of a potential squeeze play, and it looks like it's going to be Trawick or Hammonds out on the base path. See the number, it is Hammonds, the number 6.
That's the only reason I say you give the green light to Winters right there. Kind of keep yourself out of that DP situation if possible. This is a big run right here if we can capitalize on it. Got to keep the ball in the air.
The infield playing pretty far in on that left side, pretty far back on that right side. They're going to go for the squeeze. It's caught. The throw, not in time. 2 away. Great defense by Pacheco to make the catch. And that'll put a second out on the board for the Spartans. Good news is they aren't in double play danger anymore. Bad news is they need a hit desperately from Lily Keister. Strike one hits the zone to Keister. Tampa center fielder is 1 for 3 today. Singled in the fourth, had a sac RBI in the second. Fouled away, 0-2. Here comes the 2-2, or 0-2. And that is strike three, just clipping the corner. It feels like the strike zone might have expanded a little bit during Curry's stint in the circle. She works her way out of the jam, getting another strikeout and stranding two. Tampa puts some danger on the board but can't capitalize. Top of the sixth. We'll be right back. A brand new inning set to get underway. Pierce leads off for Spring Hill. They've got 6 outs to make up a 3-run deficit. Update from St. Leo. They're on the top of the sixth with the Lions still leading 1-0. Tampa has a 3-0 advantage. The next game here will be Berry and Nova Southeastern, a Sunshine State Conference showdown between the 4 and 5 seeds. That game scheduled to start at 3. Depending on how quickly this game ends, it'll probably stay at that scheduled time. Currently 1:29 p.m. in a 3-0 Tampa advantage. We've had some long postseason games before. It would take some late offense. Try to get this game to go longer here from Spring Hill, 1-1, swing and a miss by Pierce. DeSimone looking to go the distance. 3 hits allowed in 5 shutout innings. 1-2.
Big time challenge pitch right there.
Pierce went down on strikes in the first inning, grounded out in the 4th inning. And now the 1-2 from DeSimone. Down the line and foul.
You know, this game could easily be 3-0 or 0-3, however you want to look at it, or it could be, you know, 2 really big numbers up there. The fact that it's only 3-0 puts a very intense feeling in the air right now.
Tampa's had 10 runners left on base. And like you mentioned, only 3 runs on those 8 hits. 6 strikeouts now for DeSimone, 1 away. Here comes Pittman.
DeSimone went back to that pitch she challenged her with again on the hands.
First pitch on the way. Roll to second. Yetter is there. And dropped. The throw just a little too low. An error from Yetter will put a runner aboard. First error of the postseason for the Spartans or either team. They didn't grade any of the missed plays from Spring Hill errors, but that one clear as day is one on Yetter. Unlucky for the freshman. Natalie Curry ready to go. Double play opportunity is on the board for the Spartans. Easier said than done. Curry's grounded out to third and struck out so far today. Swing and a miss, 0-1.
Again, DeSimone going right at the hands again.
They're going to drop a bunt. It's caught by Kreidler. No throw for the double play. 2 away. That time it was a bunt for a hit. The Spartans infield wasn't super far in, so they tried it. But the same outcome happened when Tampa had a one-out bunt. Caught for out number 2.
Going to have a pinch
Looks
hitter
like there will
here.
be a pinch hitter entering the game there for Spring Hill. Tampa, of course, keeping their starter in. No reason to pull DeSimone. Cat McCauley will enter the game. Trying to see, I believe it is the 0-0.
I think it was 40 Bethany.
Actually, yes. No, it is 40 Bethany Irons. First pitch from DeSimone. Throw back to first. They almost get her. They saw that there was a bit of an aggressive lead by Pittman. Pittman's throw there probably to send a message of stay put or try to steal the base.
Great snap there right there.
1-0 though. The pitch just missed to Irons. Popped up. And this should end the inning. Reynolds braving the sun and makes the catch. An error. Brings a runner on board for Spring Hill, but other than that, a quick inning for DeSimone. Last chance for the Spartans to extend their advantage before Last Chance Saloon. 3-0, Tampa leads. And we're back here in the bottom of the 6th. You know, Skippy, earlier today we mentioned the Pope and how there's a new one. Well, congratulations to Cardinal Robert F. Prevost, who is going to be Leo the 14th.
Wow.
It's an American Pope. So that's pretty cool to see.
I think the last couple ones were European, I believe.
Trying to remember I'm pretty sure Francis was Argentinian, maybe? Either way, rest in peace to Pope Francis. As we get set for a brand new inning, bottom of the 6th. I really wish that there was a number 14 at the plate for the Spartans so I could try to parry the Leo the 14th to Tampa's number 14. No, it's just Lauren Fantone kicking us off, and she'll take ball 1.
If I remember correctly, I can't see the screen, but I believe Fantone had a great leadoff hit earlier today.
Has gone on board with a hit by pitch and has had 2 groundouts as the count goes 2-0. She had a very good diving catch. That was, I think, back in the 4th inning, maybe, or the 5th. One of the recent 2, but a good play in left field to deny Rika Hinton of a base hit. 3-0 for Fantone. Heart of the order coming up for the Spartans. You don't want to walk the leadoff batter. A friend of mine, Jack Ike, always says that when you walk off the leadoff player, it's a 66% chance a run will score, or so they say. Ball 4. Nope, strike 1.
Yeah, I don't think you want to walk Fantone, the speed demon, with Russo coming up, who is just squaring the ball up really nicely right now.
The Tampa team as a whole are hitting it hard and hitting it far, as that's going to bring the count full, 3-2. Bottom of the 6th. Tampa leads 3-0 here in South Regional action.
We got the payoff pitch here.
And Fantone's going to pop this one up. First base player makes the catch right by the Spring Hill dugout. One away. Long at bat, Curry ends up prevailing.
Really, really good if you're a Tampa fan to see Russo heating up like the way she is. I mean, not only is she seeing it well, but she is squaring it up really well right now.
She's also a player that doesn't benefit from our ballpark in terms of home run prowess. A lot of her deep fly balls that would go yard in other places just fall short. That's why over the course of her career, she's been able to hit more line drives to find the gaps, culminating in 12 doubles this season. Here comes the 1-0 to Russo. Foul back, 1-1.
She had that one timed up really well.
Russo gave Tampa their third run of the game back in the 4th inning. She's 2 for 3. Russo into the gap, going deep past the right fielder, off the wall. Extra bases. Russo will stay at second with a standing double. Perfectly placed, out of reach of Christ and Hinton. And now Galehouse has a runner in scoring position.
She is dangerous when she gets hot.
And there will be a pinch runner for Russo. They will bring on the speedy legs of Bella Campbell. Or is that? There it is. There's the number 14. Daisy Watterson. Russo will return to defense in the next inning, but we'll take a quick breather as Tampa makes a pinch running substitution.
I wonder if, their game plan is still keep the ball on the hands of Galehouse. Last at bat, she got the ball over the middle. She was able to get it extended and, hit a laser out there.
You definitely want to avoid leaving things over the plate to players like Galehouse and Russo. Ball 1, high and inside.
With Russo getting hot, that also gives a lot of protection to Galehouse as well.
And Galehouse also gives protection to Solt and so on. Here comes the 1-0. Low and just in the zone, 1-1. Good day for Galehouse so far. A walk, went down looking, and then tripled. They're going to call that one a strike, 1-2.
I would assume this is going to be up on the hands again.
And Galehouse drives that to left field. Ranging and making the catch is Glowacki, and the runner stays put at second. 2 away for Abby Solt.
That was crazy because I don't know if you were able to see that, Taylor, but that ball actually jammed Galehouse. She didn't even hit that on the barrel. On an off-speed pitch as well.
How deep would that have gone if she really got under it is the question. Well, it's a downside that it went as hard as it did off Galehouse's bat. Could have dropped in for a blooper. Solt down the line. That should score. Watterson from second. RBI double for Abby Solt. 4-0 Tampa leads. And took a hop away from Pacheco. And Tampa's going to extend the advantage.
That's just that beautiful swing mechanic. Real strong on the lead foot. Really to rotate those hips and hands through the zone. Creates so much power.
Kreidler ready to go. Another pinch runner enters the game. Abby Johns on the base path. Solt gets a high five, making her way back to the dugout. Her and Russo will re-enter for the top of the 7th. But Tampa utilizing some speed on the base paths late in the bottom of the 6th.
Kreidler hit the one off the wall last at bat, right?
She did. Took it all the way to center field and ended up with a triple of her own.
She hits it about 6 feet higher. That's a home run to dead center. Gotta make sure we get the paperwork squared away before we play ball.
Yep, Cantor confirming the pinch runner. She'll also have to confirm the defensive swaps backwards at the start of the next inning. And we get set for a Curry and Kreidler showdown. Curry opening up to Kreidler. First pitch inside. Ball one. Curry's had an active day from the bullpen for Spring Hill, trying to bring us to the top of the seventh. Make it 2-0. DeSimone on deck afterwards. She'll be in line for a complete game shutout potentially. DeSimone has had 4 shutouts. Tampa as a team have had 15. 14 of them solo shutouts, one of them combined. They've only been held scoreless 3 times this season. Ball 4 to Kreidler. That is 40 walks in the season for Kenna Kreidler, the first Spartan to reach that tally.
Well, she says, if you don't want me to swing, I'm still going to get on base.
That'll bring up Kate DeSimone, force out open now at third and at second. Would be a double play opportunity, but there's already 2 on the board. Strike 1.
DeSimone with the chance to really blow this game pretty wide open coming up to the top of the 7th.
And that is going to miss. 1-1. We do have an update. St. Leo, I believe, has just shut the door against Mississippi College to win 1-0. Auburn Montgomery in West Florida will play at the St. Leo campus later today. DeSimone down the line and foul, 1-2. Hokard, the pitcher for St. Leo, has gone the complete game distance to pick up the win. 1-0 for the Lions. Tampa still need to get 3 outs on defense, but before then wouldn't mind scoring another run. 2 strikes to DeSimone. That's going to miss just up high, 2-2. That was a changeup that Curry used to end the previous inning.
I believe you called it the Ephus.
Yeah, an Ephus changeup, because not necessarily all the way up like an Ephus pitch, but has that same velocity. Fouled away by DeSimone, 2-2. One more time, the 2-2. Curry to DeSimone. Ball's going to get away. Both runners will advance. Full count for DeSimone. They've got 1 free base. And on deck, Devin Hammonds. Although it will be Winters back at the plate. Hammonds replaced Winters as a pinch runner. Payoff pitch. Runners would have been running if they were on first and second, but instead, they were just ready to go on second and third. Floated into right field. That one is going to be caught on the run. Nice job to prevent 2 from scoring by Christ. Side retired. 4 runs or 3 outs. What happens first? Top of the 7th when we come back. Last Chance Saloon for Spring Hill. brand new inning getting underway. It is the top of the 7th. D. Simone needs 3 more outs for a complete game shutout here in postseason play. Taylor Sorley alongside Skippy for the action this afternoon. Day 1 of regional action from U Tampa. On deck, we've got Barry and Nova Southeastern, the 4 and 5 seeds, for Game 2 of the action. That game starts at 3 p.m., depending on how long this one goes. So it'll be the 0-0 leading off for Spring Hill, entering the game, Cat McCulley. Spring Hill making some changes as they roll to the bottom of the order. 7, 8, and 9 leading off for the Badgers. Ball inside 1-0.
D. Simone has done a great job of just allowing her team to be in the game and going to get that lead and just basically shutting the scoring off for Spring Hill.
Missing inside, 2-0 now from D. Simone. That was the 90th pitch for D. Simone today. Has made it through 6 of 7 of the innings so far. Out of 15 starts, she's had 9 complete games. Also 2 bullpen appearances as the count goes 3-0. McGinnis has been the go-to player out of the pen for the Spartans with 23 total appearances and 15 starts. Galehouse also sees some action, 3 bullpen appearances. That'll be strike 1. Designated hitter Kelsey Winters also has 3 appearances out of the bullpen too. 3-1 to McCulley from D. Simone. Hit sharply to Yetter. Good catch. Her throw was just the cherry on top. She already made the nice catch for out number 1. 1 away for Spring Hill. It'll be King and Christ due up.
D. Simone has pretty much been dominant throughout the whole day. She found herself in trouble maybe 2 or 3 times, but other than that, you can't ask for a better performance.
Now just need 2 more outs as that'll be strike 1. D. Simone checks the sign. The 0-1. Fouled away. 0-2 with 1 away for King. A pop out and a fly out for King so far. Has gotten contact in every single at bat against D. Simone, but just hasn't gone on base. Hit to left field and deep. Fantone makes the catch, not having to range too far back. 2 away. And that'll bring up Christ. .281, .361, .344 /line for her entering today. 2 away. She'll be ready to go. First pitch. Blooped and caught on a diving play by Yetter. Side retired. Inning over. Game over. Tampa takes game 1 of postseason play 4-0. A complete game shutout for Kate D. Simone. 7 innings, 3 hits, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Started the game conceding an extra base hit. None of the other hits were extra base ones right after that. Tampa improves to a 41-8 record. Spring Hill falls to 31-22. Spring Hill moves down to the losers bracket tomorrow, while Tampa will move on for an early matchup in the winners bracket tomorrow. I believe they will be playing at 12 p.m. against the winner of the next game, Nova Southeastern or Barry. Spring Hill will try to keep their season alive tomorrow, as they'll have to harness the powers of Cinderella once again to make their way through the region. The loss for Spring Hill is going to go to Turk. Curry had a solid day from the bullpen. Both those two, I imagine, will be active once more for Spring Hill come tomorrow when they take on a Sunshine State Conference side. A good day for the Spartans as they move on and a good day for South Region softball. But it's not over yet. We'll catch you at 3 p.m. for the Berry Bucks and Nova Sharks as they take each other on. The winner plays Tampa 4-5. Will feature at 3 p.m. See you next time on the Sunshine State Conference.